Hey guys, Don'tBlink97 coming back here with another World of Warships video, and today we're going to be looking at the Ishizuchi. This is the Tier 4 Japanese premium battleship, and I'm deciding to do a World of Warships video today. Well, just because one, I felt like it, and two, I actually do quite like this ship, and for only $15 it's a pretty good value for money. So let's just quickly run down the stats of this ship. I'm just gonna have some background battle going on. This was one of my better games I had in this, so feel free to be looking at that. I'll be referencing that pretty soon, but just in case you're wondering, it has 10 305mm guns with 30-second reload times, pretty standard. The turrets reload at an average speed for a battleship. It has a very healthy amount of health though, about 49,000 health. And it has the same hull as the Congo. So the Congo is a Tier 5 non-premium Japanese battleship, and the Congo, it's not too strong, so this isn't exactly too strong against other battleships, but it should be adequate against cruisers and things like that. As you can see there, we hit the Citadel on that cruiser, causing him some big damage numbers. And the fact that this thing uses 305mm guns really doesn't bother me. Most other ships in its tier use these same guns, and for a Citadel like that, you hit them for 8,000 damage. So I mean, I'm fine with that. If you have 10 guns, it can work out pretty well. And this thing is also fairly fast. It has a great engine, 28 knots, and as you can see there, we hit another Citadel on another cruiser. Cruiser captains do not get near battleships at close range, especially the American and German cruisers. These guns will eat you up. So here we're making our retreat because, as I said, this thing does not have great armor, and it also doesn't have great anti-aircraft, and that's probably its biggest downfall. Unlike battleships like the Wyoming, for instance, which, while they don't have great anti-aircraft, they at least have adequate or decent to maybe shoot down 1 or 2 planes, this thing really doesn't have much. It has 8, I think, 120-something millimeter guns, so it might shoot down something, but who knows. But the nice thing about having this big of a health pool is that when you get hit by a nice torpedo like that, you don't lose a catastrophic amount of health. And another good thing about this ship is, if I'm not mistaken, this thing only sees up to Tier 5, which I could have just been getting extremely lucky, but I played about 15 or 20 games straight in this, and I never saw a Tier 6 ship. So I take it this is a premium ship, and I guess it gets premium matchmaking. That's a better word. Of course, it's a premium ship. It only costs $15, and I do really like it. So for this battle, as you can probably have already seen, we've been destroying cruisers, getting hit by some torpedoes. It's a pretty intense battle. We're going to be ranging in on what looks like a Japanese cruiser, maybe a German cruiser. Put some nice shots into him. Put 6 shots out, see if we hit anything. Nope, they all missed. Now we're going to be aiming for this other cruiser who's just cruising along, actually. I don't know what he's doing. It looks like he's going in circles. Missed our shots into him. Now right here I probably should be moving, but because I'm not the main attraction right now and nobody's really paying attention to me, I guess that's why I'm just stopped here. We see the enemy Miyogi, which is another Tier 4 Japanese battleship. We let off 6 shots and we're waiting for our next ones to reload. Waiting for them. We let them off. We miss all 6 of those shots, which is pretty disappointing. And then we see some planes coming in, but luckily there are torpedo bombers, because if they weren't, we would definitely be dead. Some return fire from the Miyogi, who is for some reason firing HE at us, and it does little to no damage, but it does catch us on fire, so we have to use our repair control ability. Now we're gonna get moving a little bit, try to take out this cruiser. A full salvo out, and let's see if we're gonna get lucky. No, we don't. We miss all 10 shots. This thing's guns does have some pretty average dispersion. It's definitely not great. And another thing is, it has adequate guns for Tier 4, but when you get up into Tier 5 and you start seeing some bigger battleships, it will have trouble penetrating their citadels. Now we just got really lucky. For some reason, the enemy aircraft carrier does not seem to have much interest in us right now, because if he would have circled those torpedo bombers around and gone for me instead of my cruiser, he probably would have killed me 9 times out of 10. Just because I just don't have enough health to cope with getting hit by 6 or 12 torpedoes. Now here we see what looks like maybe an Omaha. I can't really tell, but we put our shots out a little bit in front. But we get some hits. Nothing too crazy though. Trying to back up the ship a little bit. I can get some better shots here. This is the big luxury in a battleship though. Just being able to sit here and take shots at the enemy. Most of the time you do not get this luxury in battleships. It is very weird when the cruisers don't pay attention to you. So I really want to citadel this guy like I did those 2 cruisers earlier. Put out a full salvo there. Those are looking a little better. And we get some hits. I was hoping maybe to go for an engine shot or a rudder shot, but that one didn't work out. The enemy Miyogi is now remembering that I'm still in this game. And we just got some shots on by him. And yeah, this battle right here is pretty I guess pretty boring for me, honestly. I'm just sitting here just waiting, trying to range these shots in. And this ship does have a pretty decent range for Tier 4, 14.2 kilometers. That's about on par with the Wyoming. However, the Miyogi, because it has great elevation on its 356 millimeter guns, means that ship can shoot way farther than either the Wyoming or this ship. This is much more equivalent to a Wyoming than it is a Miyogi. Miyogi has bigger guns, slower rate of fire, more dispersion, and much longer range. This has shorter range, more guns, less damage in terms of alpha damage per shell, but you can put out more firepower more quickly. See an enemy ship launch off a full salvo, looking for some luck here. Those are looking pretty good. Hopefully we'll get a good hit. There we go, got some decent hits on the enemy battleship there, and we just started to move, and you know, I don't know what aircraft carrier we had in this game, or the enemy had in this game, but it had some really slow torpedo bombers, and if it was in any other tier of aircraft carriers, those torpedo bombers probably would have killed me, because usually they come in way faster than that, but he dropped them way too early, so once again we got pretty lucky. So now we're going to try to come around on the side of these guys. As right now, my team is honestly cleaning up house right now. They completely won the other flank, so now it's just a bunch of guys in this corner. Gonna send off some shells for the ship that's passing through the corridor right now. I think it's that enemy Miyogi again. And we get some hits on him, nothing fantastic. Now, if you're wondering if this ship is for you, it's just mainly the question, do you like battleships? It does not have a good rate of fire compared to an equivalent cruiser or anything like that. It has way more armor, way more health than an equivalent cruiser. It actually is decently fast, but it does not turn fast. It does not have a good rudder shift time, so while it is better than some battleships, it's definitely not the best. Its guns are adequate for the tier, but once you start going up the tiers, these 305mm guns will start to show their lack of alpha. There we go, get another Citadel on that cruiser, but I will say at Tier 4, shooting at enemy cruisers, this thing will absolutely rack them, especially when they try to close the distance on you. Enemy aircraft carrier probably doing an auto launch there, or trying to use some weird targeting method on me, but I saw him coming. Main thing in World of Warships and in World of Tanks, pay attention to your map, notice what's around you, it'll save you a lot of trouble in the future. We launch off 2 shells, I don't think I'm going to need another one, and we do not need another one. Now we're going to re-aim our shots to the right here, where it looks like that enemy, I don't even know what it was, maybe it was a Miyogi, just got completely torped by our torp bombers. And now we're just going to try to move in on the enemy battleship. Now what I probably should have done here is I probably should have realized all my teams there, they're going to kill him. I should have gone and chased the aircraft carrier right now, because later on in the game I will end up, spoiler alert, getting very targeted by by these two aircraft carriers that are left on the enemy team, and it won't go too well for me. Now, this ship, as I said, is only about $15, and in the grand scheme of things for World of Warships, that's not that much for a Tier 4. It makes about, out of 15 games I had, which range from this game being, I think, one of my best games to having average games, I averaged about 85 to 90,000 silver per game, and that's without a premium account. So if you had a premium account, you can only imagine what a good little money maker this thing is. And the shells aren't that expensive, the repair isn't that expensive at all. So would I recommend the ship to you? Quite simply, if you like battleships, yes, I would, because I'm a fan of battleships in the game, and I really did enjoy this ship. And I've been enjoying it. Usually most ships I can't play multiple times in a row, but I was able to play this thing like 15, 20 times in a row, trying to get a feel for it. And I really did like it at its tier. I really do like that it literally is just, what this is actually is a prototype Congo. So it's just a Congo with smaller guns, but it has more of them. It has the same hull, pretty much the same speed. It's a little bit slower than the Congo just because it's tier 4. I think they had to do that for balancing, but besides that, it's pretty much Congo in terms of the armor profile and secondary batteries. So here I'm going to try to range in on a Citadel, but I aimed a little bit too much forward there. I sort of overestimated the speed at which he was going. Now I'm going to load some HE because I want to try to clog up his deck so that he can't launch any more aircraft or receive any more aircraft. Now the enemy AC over there is starting to engage with his torpedo bombers, and now these guys are starting to communicate. Now they're trying to pincer me into a trap here, which it kind of is working because I can't go left to dodge the bombers in front of me, and I can't go, you know, I'm boxed in here, so I'm gonna have to take some hits here. Take 1, 2, and we take a third one. Great play by the enemy aircraft carriers. They were communicating, and well, they caught me in a very bad spot just at the perfect time. I mean, that was some textbook play right there. And I could be mad about it, but honestly, that was, I was just impressed how they did that. They coordinated, which you don't see too much in this game. All my secondaries are going off right now. This thing has 8, I want to say, what are they? 130mm guns on the side, if I'm not mistaken. And it has 16 total, so this thing, close range, will definitely affect these ACs. You can see my guns going off there, hitting them, pinging them. But he did launch off another torpedo bomber squadron to my left, and I have to kill him before he can launch. I put 2 more into him, but I realized I'm not going to kill him in time, so I turn away from him because I know he's launching this torp right now. And just as he does, he launches the torps, and I just narrowly avoid this. I cut all my power, made a full turn, which gives me more ability to turn, and we just barely made it out of that one. And then some friendly torpedoes, which I nearly didn't see, were coming the other way as well. So torpedoes from the enemy team and my team endangering my life there. Scary stuff, especially when you're in a battleship. This is a very long battleship as well for tier 4, so it is very susceptible to torpedoes. Alright. And also, this thing, another problem with this thing is, while it does have, I want to say, what is the firing range on this? If I remember correctly, it's around 14 to the high 13 kilometers. The problem with this ship is it has a surface detectability of 16.6 kilometers, so it's detected before it can actually shoot, and it does not have a scout plane. So that's a big weakness of this ship. And as you can see here, once again, I was paying attention to the map, paying attention to my enemy aircraft carrier's moves, and right here, boom, threading the needle. You just have to be aware, and you can do stuff like that. Now, the rest of this game pretty much is just me chasing down this aircraft carrier with some other teammates, so I'm pretty much just going to be talking over it. Today's a very lax video. I just wanted to show you guys this ship because I've really been enjoying it. I might start streaming some World of Warships also, just for fun, just because I like playing it, and maybe you guys will like the game. Who knows? But this is also to talk about the channel. School really has me busy. Like I've said that on my live streams and lately, but it really has lately. So I can't guarantee I'll be getting out videos in any sort of time frame again. I thought I was going to be able to get back on track, but no. School is coming in full force right now, so I can't guarantee when videos will be out. I don't know what they'll be until, it just depends on my gameplay. I have another World of Tanks video that should be coming out soon, as I've finally been able to get some good gameplay of some certain tanks that I like. So those will be coming out soon as well. And I'll try to start streaming that as regularly as I can. I want to try to do it at least twice a week for World of Tanks, and maybe at least an hour and a half per stream, but that's just all speculation. I don't know if I can even do that. I hope I can, though. And as you can see here, the enemy AC is once again launching more torpedo planes at me, and I know they're coming, so I'm gonna get all my guns aligned real quick, because I know I'm dead. I can dodge these again, because he knows what I'm gonna do. So I'm just getting ready to launch all my guns. I fire off my last 2 shots, and I start turning, hoping for the best. Let's see if I'll dodge him. And as it turns out, he launched them too early. If he would have waited another 3 seconds, he probably could have caught me. But now he's about to get torped by my AC's torpedo bombers. I'm gonna try to get some more shots off into him, maybe some good HE penetrations. He's getting hit hard by those torpedoes. Fire off another salvo. I'm just sort of here in the cap because, well, 1, I want to cap to make sure we don't run out of time and we lose, and 2, I want to be as far away as I can from him, and hopefully he'll focus on something else and not me. And pretty soon here, I think it's about to get eaten up by our cruiser. There it is. And here's the credit making ability of this ship. 158,000 credits, so about 150,000 with the repairs, and a good amount of XP as well. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe for more, and thank you for watching. Peace.